welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you are new here, hello, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing. And if you are back, as always, welcome back. Today I am here with my second progress check-in on my Jaded Gem Shop comparison project. On the left, I have a pixel charted version of this artwork, and on the right, I have a hybrid charted version of this artwork. These are the terms that Jaded Gem Shop has given to these kits, and the artwork is called A Mermaid's Bath by Toshia San. In this series, and as part of this comparison project, I've just been wanting to give you guys a really good look at the differences between these two rendering styles. I do know that there's a difference in terms of like the one canvas is larger than the other one. So it's not going to be a perfect comparison, but I think that the overall styles that you're going to see and the things you're going to notice will still hopefully inform which style you personally prefer. And so in my first progress check-in video, we covered the bottom 3 rows of this canvas, which I had completed first. And in this video, we're going to spend more time talking about the top 3 rows of this canvas, which I have completed since that particular check-in. My next video is going to be obviously covering, the project as a whole, and we're definitely going to take a close look at what I feel like is going to be the most informative part of this piece to compare, which is going to be this section that has even more of the details, of the different things on the shelf, the different bottles, parts of her tail and the cat, and of course, her face. I feel like that is what I'm most excited to see, and I imagine a lot of you are as well. When I unboxed the pixel charted version of this kit, which was sent, I want to make sure you know, that was sent to me by Jaded Gem Shop to help kind of promote this new line of kits that they were offering. I had already purchased the hybrid charted version myself before that. And after unboxing the pixel charted one, so many of you guys said, please do a comparison. And I thought, yeah, let's do it. I'm going back to my roots. I love doing comparisons. This is what I did a lot of here earlier on in my channel. Thank you, by the way, for your feedback. And thanks for all your feedback on the first progress check-in. I'll just put out a gentle reminder that what your preference is going to be subjective. I have a definite preference between these two, and I will tell you more about it later in this video. It is okay to have a clear preference. I think it's maybe not entirely fair to say that one is objectively better than the other, because I did see a fair number of people that preferred the one version. There was a majority that preferred the pixel charted version, but I was surprised, there were several of you that really did like the hybrid charted version better. So keep in mind that people's tastes are going to vary. That's okay. And let's just keep it really kind and respectful in the comments if you don't mind, because that's the community that we have here. That being said, let me give you a really quick rundown of the stats, and then we're going to really dive into comparing the top parts of this canvas in some more detail, because I have a lot of thoughts to share. So a quick recap of the stats. So pixel charted version is 60 by 90 centimeters. It has 67 colors. It has square drills and was charted with some special drills, including a couple of metallic colors and a couple of shimmer colors. And I don't think there was an AB. I think it was just those, right? Yes. Okay. And then on the right, the hybrid charted version is 50 by 75 centimeters. It also has square drills, and I did not pay to have any additional enhancement drills added to this. If you do want to have enhancement drills added to the hybrid charted version, that does cost extra. I think it's $5 per special drill type maybe. But if you have questions about that, you can contact Jaded Gem Shop. But I tend to not add on those special drills. These kits are expensive. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're very expensive. And so that's one way that I save a little bit on costs for myself. And I tend to be pretty happy with how these kits turn out without the special drills. However, I'll tell you what, this new pixel charted one, I really freaking love the special drills in this one. It looks so good. I'm kind of like, ooh, in the hand charted versions, yeah, I'm a fan. If you get the pixel charted version, it's going to come with all of those special drills. That's just the part of the package. You get it. It just comes in this size with. Are they both drill shapes? There might be both drill shapes, in which case the size would be slightly different because the render would be identical. I just double check on that. but it comes with the special drills and everything. And like I think almost all the hand charting is done in-house by the owner and one of her employees, I think, kind of tag team it, but don't quote me on that, please. So, the hybrid charted version has 70 colors. So it has 3 more colors than the pixel charted version does. So otherwise though, drill shape's identical. And the way that I broke it down into like sections, I worked on basically the same part of the image each time. So that's why you're seeing that, even though this is bigger, like taller, it's still the same kind of part of the image. Okay, so let me kind of pull this down so we really have more of the top parts in frame. Again, if you want to hear me talk in depth about the bottom 3 rows, please check out the first progress check, and that's going to have a lot more info for you. So first glance, I don't think the differences are quite as stark between these two in the top section as they were in the bottom. But some of the biggest differences that I notice, immediately the differences in the details of the tops of these bottles that we see, even these bath fixtures, the flowers, there's a really big difference in my opinion. And then this has, like the window panes have a ton of clean lines that are not evident in the hybrid version of this kit. It's definitely much, much, much softer. It was, of course, a much more confetti-heavy part of the artwork. But when we get into the curtains themselves, I don't personally notice as much of a difference, and I'm looking kind of in camera, and through the camera lens, that even makes it look that much closer. There's some slight color shading differences. And if you really, I think, are looking closer, you're gonna see that there's more confetti in the hybrid charted version, and it really softens it up and that this has some more clean lines. It's still not quite as stark in my opinion. I also do notice the back paneling, like the top left and the top right corners of each one. That is not a super stark difference in my opinion. They kept it pretty soft. And I don't have strong feelings necessarily, which I like of that part of the artwork better than the other. They did clean up, interestingly, this line here and here. In the hybrid charted version has kind of a pale green color in there. Now that's one of those colors you will often see in these softer or computer charted versions of artwork where you'll see some unusual colors sometimes being used to create colors or kind of trick your eyes into seeing something a certain way. Again, I'm not going to tell you which one is better than the other because I think that that is going to depend on your personal opinion. But just if you're kind of working on a kit that is, the hybrid charted version or is, even from another company that's a computer charted render, and you're seeing some unusual colors. Sometimes it's that light green, sometimes it's like a bright coral. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what else I'm noticing? There's these big kind of yellow, like almost star looking things over in this one. I'm just now noticing it. And it's here right next to the curtain, but there's none of that on either side. They kind of remove that and clean that up. So that's interesting. Interesting little things that I guess you notice. I definitely love the special drills that have been charted and the window panes in here. I'll bring you down closer and show you in just a bit. I wanted to give you a bird's eye view first. But I do maintain that I feel like a little bit less to say about the noticeable differences, as in I feel like there are fewer noticeable and like really eye-grabbing differences, in my opinion, in this part of the artwork as opposed to the bottom part of the artwork that we looked at last time. You can disagree with me, that's totally fine. But just when I look at it, it's not as striking. That being said, what I'd like to do now is I'm gonna zoom you in, we're gonna come down a little bit closer to the canvas. I wanna do some more direct side-by-side comparisons, but please do keep in mind that when we're doing this, you are inherently going to see the image look different, especially in the hybrid charted version over here when we get closer, because this is the kind of artwork that vastly benefits from being viewed at a viewing distance and not from the like 6 to 12 inches from the canvas that I'm about to put you guys at. So keep that in mind. But this is still what I feel like is the best way to illustrate some of these differences in a more specific fashion. So let me zoom you in and let's talk. First spot we're gonna look at is these flowers. Hands down, I prefer the pixel charted version. I think that this looks acceptable when you are looking at it from a viewing distance, but up close, it is muddy. I gotta be completely honest with you. I think it is muddy, and doesn't totally work. And I will say, I will acknowledge that it is possible that this, and I think fair to assume that while it would still look very confetti heavy and not as clean as the pixel charted version, I do think that this is not 100% a fair comparison, given that this is a smaller size canvas. If we have the hybrid charted version of this part of the artwork at the same size as this part, I don't think it's going to look as muddy. So please do keep that in mind. Take it with that grain of salt that we are looking at a smaller version of the artwork in the classic or hybrid charted version. Now let's take a look at the kind of top panels of this kit. Let me kind of just shift it down here. This is where, again, I don't feel like the differences are as stark, especially at a viewing distance. I like that this is very cleaned up. Over here, I personally would, again, just my opinion, I don't know that I would do this shimmer drill. There's a shimmer drill which has kind of like a light, like kind of glitter coating dusted on the top. I don't know that I like the shimmer drill in this panel. Just for myself, I don't know that I'm a fan of it. That being said, the color blending still, I think, mostly works. It's just I don't like the sheen difference between these two. And over here, oh, here's kind of that bright, you see that kind of bright corally kind of pink color. This is one of those colors you will sometimes see appear in softer or computer charted renderings that are designed to help kind of trick your eye into seeing particular colors once you're at a viewing distance. But like the leaf or whatever this kind of filigree is, they kept really soft rendering on the pixel charted version. And so like, yeah, no, this is way, way, way more confetti heavy. Not gonna say it's not, but especially when we're stepping back to look at this, these aren't as stark of a difference to me as other areas of the artwork, just sort of relatively speaking. It's gonna take me a second to adjust the canvas to get to the next section, so I'll be right back. Okay, so in this part, what I'm wanting to specifically look at and compare is the windows. So the window over here, this is still the pixel charted version, and over here is the hybrid charted version. I actually think there's a really good argument to be made for both of these versions, and I can completely understand why when we're just talking about the window, why people would prefer this. And there's part of me that goes, oh, I kind of almost like this, especially when I look at that original artwork. I kind of almost like this in the softer charting better because this artwork is not super clean and crisp, really. And this effect, I feel like, is maybe slightly more true to this idea of the light really coming in through the windows. And so this, you do not have to fight to sell me on at all, the hybrid charted version of the windows and the glass and even kind of the decorative elements in the windows. That being said, the pixel charted version that's over here, they really went above and beyond on. So the white of the glass is a white glimmer drill. They call it glimmer or shimmer at Jaded Gem Shop, I don't remember, but it's one of those ones that has the glitter coating on it. And then we have a blue shimmer drill, a light blue one, doing these kind of paint outlines. And then we have two shades of metallic drills in these gold accents on the window pieces and actually getting down into the bath fixture, which we'll look at that in a second. But that being said, like the addition of these special drills elevates this in a really cool way. And I think that those were really beautifully done choices. But I think that which one you prefer is going to be so dependent on what vibe of the artwork you like. Do you like something that is a lot more defined and has just really crisp lines? Or are you gonna like something that feels more softer and like it's really just sort of filtering the light and the colors through it? I would argue that this part of the artwork is maybe one of the ones that I don't know which one I prefer more. I love things about both of them. And I don't know. I mean, this isn't like the focal point of the artwork, so it's not like that would necessarily at all be a deal breaker for me, or like that's gonna be what I decide which one to get, I guess, based on. But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I wasn't expecting to be so torn on this part of the artwork. So I wanted to take a look at the bath fixtures and some of the products that we're seeing the tops of here on these shelves. For me, I am definitely leaning towards liking this better. I really enjoy a lot the metallic drills that have been charted in the pixel charted version. I think that is such a fun touch. I do like the clarity that is coming with it being hand charted in the pixel charted version. In this down here in the hybrid charted version, we don't have much clarity. And again, I know that this is going to look different at a bigger size. And so I know it's not a completely fair comparison. I will own that. I am sorry, you guys. I just didn't think that I personally had it in me to do a 60 by 90 version of this artwork with all of this confetti. Like, as it is, like, this is really about the extent of what I feel like I can do without feeling completely burnt out. That being said, I still, so with that grain of salt, you're getting a sense for the difference and the vibe of this. It is going to be softer still at that bigger size, but you're going to get, I think, just a tiny bit more definition at least. So, but I think, a fan of the pixel charted version of this part of the artwork. Let's see, we talked about kind of the different elements. I guess we talked about kind of like the curtains and the windows a little bit. We didn't go into depth about the curtains, but that's because I don't really think there's a ton to talk about with the curtains. But let's go ahead and take a look. We're getting a little taste of like what we're going to get into as we get into our mermaid's like head here, and her face, which I'm dying to see how that turns out, where we're getting to see her hair and the bow in her hair and even the candles behind her. I like the clarity of the bow in the pixel charted version. I almost think I like the blending of the colors in her hair itself better in the hybrid charted version. I like that this is a little bit softer. I like the texture and the different like color blending that's going on here better, I think, than I like it up here. The candles, they work for me in either version. I don't have big feelings about those. There's a big color difference in, this bottle here versus this bottle here. So I don't know what that's about, but obviously, this is clear. That being said, yeah, I think I do like the clarity of the bow better in the pixel charted version, but I like the hair itself better in the hybrid charted version. I think that's what I'd have to say. So those are kind of like the main aspects of this part of the artwork I really wanted to dive into and get to show you up close. Now I'm going to zoom us back out and look at these side by side one more time and kind of offer sort of my closing thoughts and last kind of remarks on where we're at with the artwork so far. Okay, so we are almost done with this piece. We have really taken a deep dive and a look at the top 3 rows of this piece at this point. And again, I feel like I just don't see personally as stark a differences between these two. Obviously, there is a difference, but I feel like there was a lot more that I was noticing in the bottom part of this canvas and that we had to talk about. There's just a couple of small areas at the top that I was like, okay, these are really big differences, and here's how I feel about it. Now, I do want to tell you, like, here's how I'm feeling about it. I feel like I've been just hitting you guys over the head so much with like, this is just my opinion. Everything is subjective. But I just want to be so clear about that because, look, I love all of my viewers and subscribers so much and respect that we all have different tastes and opinions about what we think is like the best way to do a diamond painting and what we enjoy most when we're diamond painting. And I want to be really respectful of that and not make you at all feel like I'm telling you that if you don't feel the way that I do, then your opinion is wrong. If any other like diamond painter or creator, whatever, is talking like that, like, please just disregard that and know, like, it's okay. You're allowed to enjoy what you enjoy, love what you love, have whatever preferences you have. It's completely fine. It's your money. You're spending it on what you love. So, My goal with a series like this is to illustrate the differences and explain them really clearly and compare them really clearly so that you have all the information you need and have as much information as possible to make an informed decision so that you're getting what you like best. Okay, soapbox over. Just, this is my opinion. I am enjoying the pixel charted version better. That's my preference. And I'm liking how much faster it's working up. I like that there's color blocking in it. I like the details that I'm getting, especially in some of these more highly detailed things. I like the enhancement drills, though you can have enhancement drills added to this version. I don't know where they would be charted, but that is an option. And I'm able to work on this artwork at a higher size point. When it's the pixel charted version because there's more color blocking. I still am planning to do a comparison where I work on the same section from the same part of the artwork rather, in each canvas and time it to see how long it takes me in both cases. And I'm completely confident, like I said in the last video, that the pixel charted version, that the section that I do in the pixel charted version is probably gonna go 3 to 4 times as fast as the hybrid charted version, even though it is going to, by centimeters, be a bigger section and have more drills in it. I'm positive it's going to be much faster. So I like that I'm able to work on a larger size image. I am liking, like I said, that I'm getting a level of detail to it. That being said, for me, I think this is going to depend on the artist, which one I'm going to reach for when it comes to Jaded Gem Shop and what they're offering. There are certain artists she carries, like Martith Art is one that comes to mind, maybe Cherryuki possibly, that I think I might actually really prefer the hybrid charted version because I love the softer kind of glowy look that can come with the hybrid charted version. But I really feel like for Toshia San, I'm going to be waiting for these to get hand-charted versions and buy them when they do, because I am really enjoying how this one is coming together just for myself. Like I said, the experience of working on it and my personal preferences for how this art is being turned into a diamond painting. There are things, like I said, that I am genuinely liking about the hybrid charted version over here on the right, but for me, I'm going in favor of the pixel charted version. A quick note about pixel charted versions, because I've heard some like misinformation going around about this. So there are, it's a small set of kits, it's a small set of artwork that's available as pixel charted versions at the moment. Jade is regularly trying to add more, and you're able to put in like requests that she can kind of keep in mind. There's also an option where you can purchase a pixel charted version of artwork that she has not already pixel charted. This does cost, I think the cost is $200, but, and this is what I'm seeing some misinformation going around about, that $200 includes your kit. Some people are saying like, oh, the $200 is just the hand charting fee. No, the $200 includes the kit itself. It is a lot of money. I don't know that I have that kind of money to spend unless it's like my unicorn be all end all of artwork that I love forever and ever if she were to release it. I don't know what that would be. But that includes like the hand charting. Basically gets you to the front of the line as far as like what she's prioritizing hand charting. And so that is an option, but that is like, I totally understand, like that is top of the budget, like luxury level thing. And then whatever you get hand charted, like you're basically, you're paying for like a specific artwork to get hand charted. I think you might get to pick the size, check the listing, all the details are there. Always read your listings. It has all the information you need most of the time. But you get that kit, you're the first person that gets that kit, but then if they've done the hand charting for it, then it will also be available to others to purchase. So that is an option. I don't know, if there were a piece that I were obsessed with and needed ASAP in a pixel charted or hand charted version, I might consider that, but that's probably really like out of my price range except for a very, very special occasion. But I want you to be aware of what options are out there. Jaded Gem Shop does releases on Thursdays where they'll release some new kits. There's usually several hybrid charted versions, and occasionally, like I feel like it's maybe every other week or once a month or something at this point, one pixel charted kit too. So I follow her socials and like are signed up for her emails to make sure I'm seeing that information when it comes out. And that's really helpful. If you are wanting to get a hybrid charted version of a kit, there's nothing like extra that goes into that. You're not having to like pay or wait for it. This is kind of the default of what's offered in her shop, and there's hundreds and hundreds of options available. Everything is made to order. So that means that you're getting a highly customizable option where you're getting to pick the size, the drill shape, if you want any particular special drills added, if you want a crop of the original artwork, like sometimes she offers crops. But then that's being made to order, and the turnaround time is, I think, 3 to 10 or 3 to 12 weeks. It's, I think, usually a little, I haven't usually gotten to that longer end. But that's what it looks like to get one of these. And it is a really highly customizable experience, which is nice. And Jaded Gem Shop does have a lot of really, really great artists too. So you get access to some great artists that it's all legally licensed artwork. So artists are being compensated too. So that's that info dump about what to expect from Jaded Gem Shop and what things look like as far as the different kinds of charting styles that they offer. But that being said, I hope this was helpful. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Which one are you enjoying more? What are some of the big differences that you notice? If you were to buy one for yourself, what do you think you would reach for? And yeah, share all your thoughts below. Please subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my diamond painting videos. The next progress update that I have for this project is going to be with the completed kit. You're gonna get to see all of it. We're gonna talk lots about it, and hopefully I'm gonna have that soon. I'm planning to actually, once I finish filming this video, I'm gonna go ahead and sit down and I'm gonna start working on the last row. I've been working on the hybrid charted version first because it's a little bit more work for my brain, and then working on the pixel charted version second, and that's feeling just easier for me than I think doing the opposite would be. And I'm gonna try to find a good section to time it on to and give you some stats next time too. Fingers crossed I'm able to do that. Thanks you guys for watching. I hope you are having a wonderful day and have a great rest of your week. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.